5. Ultimate Horror. The Return of the Restless Spirits. Ash's eyes were filled with despair. He and Nick knew that tonight would be anything but peaceful. The curse had begun, and with each passing moment, it was stripping away their lives and sanity. They were not only facing death, but also the terrifying mental torment from unseen entities, the ghosts of the past, and their deepest fears. "We need to get out of here right now," Nick said, his voice trembling but resolute. "If we don't, we'll end up like Amanda, Jesse, and Anne." Ash nodded, his eyes filled with determination despite the fear gripping his heart. They rushed to the nearest window and tried to break it, but the glass seemed as hard as steel, refusing to crack even slightly. They hit harder, causing bits of wood to splinter, but the window remained unyielding. As they struggled, eerie whispers echoed throughout the house, growing more frequent and clearer. Strange shadows began to appear, hazy in the weak beam of their flashlight. Each time the light passed over them, the shadows would vanish, only to reappear closer and more distinct when the light moved away. Ash felt goosebumps rise on his skin as a shadow slipped behind him, accompanied by a raspy, maniacal laugh right by his ear. He whipped around, but saw nothing but empty space and dense darkness. "They're toying with us," Ash whispered, his voice filled with fear and anger. "They want to drive us mad before they kill us." Nick didn't respond, his eyes burning with determination and hatred. "No, we won't let them win. We'll find a way out of here." They continued searching, each step a battle against the encroaching darkness. The whispers grew louder, like the murmurs of hundreds of tormented souls. Ghostly figures appeared everywhere, from the dark corners, from the cracks in the walls, from the ceiling. They advanced, surrounding Ash and Nick, as if trying to pull them into eternal darkness. Nick felt an icy hand touch his shoulder. Startled, he turned around and came face to face with a deformed face, its eyes milky white, and a deranged grin on its face. He screamed, swinging his hand through the air, but only grasped at nothingness. In his panic and despair, Ash suddenly remembered the book Amanda had read. "The book! It might have the answer!" he shouted, his eyes lighting up. "We need to find that book." They ran to the room where the book had been left, but when they entered, the sight before them froze them in place. The pages had been torn and scattered everywhere, with the ancient words smeared beneath streaks of blood and dust. "This can't be," Nick roared, clenching his fists. "We need that book to fight back." But the darkness gave them no time to think. The ghosts advanced closer, their mocking laughter filling the room. Ash and Nick felt the suffocating despair closing in, like an invisible net tightening around them. Suddenly, a strong wind blew through, scattering the remaining pages. One intact page fell in front of Ash, and his eyes immediately caught a line written in blood. "The only escape is a sacrifice." "Sacrifice?" Ash read aloud, his eyes widening in horror. "Maybe that's the only way." "No, we won't sacrifice anyone," Nick shouted, his voice full of anger and resolve. "We'll find another way." But time was running out, and the darkness continued to close in. The ghosts drew nearer, their cold hands touching them, pulling them into the abyss. Ash and Nick knew they had to decide immediately. Life and death were now just a breath apart, and this house offered them no other choices. The eerie whispers, strange shadows, and the presence of an ancient evil had pushed them to the brink of madness. Even knowing the slim chance of survival, they resolved to face the darkness, believing that no matter what, they wouldn't let the evil win. In a moment of desperation and panic, Nick decided to search every drawer, every corner of the house, hoping to find some clue to break the curse. During his search, he discovered a hidden drawer beneath an old writing desk. His eyes lit up as he found a leather-bound journal with yellowed pages emitting a strong, musty odor. He carefully opened the journal, reading through the faded black ink. "Here it is," Nick exclaimed, his voice a mix of excitement and fear. "A ritual to banish the demon. If we do it right, maybe we can break the curse." Ash moved closer, his eyes filled with fragile hope. "We have to try. This is our only chance." The leather journal detailed a complex ritual. They gathered together, carefully reading every detail, knowing they wouldn't get a second chance. The whispers and shadows grew thicker, as if trying to pull them into eternal darkness. Ash and Nick knew they didn't have much time. Nick drew a circle on the floor, and he and Ash stood inside it. The space around them grew increasingly stifling and cold, as if the house itself was coming alive, trying to stop them. When everything was ready, Nick began chanting the incantations from the journal. His voice echoed in the silent space, each word seemingly carrying a magical power, awakening unseen entities. The dim flashlight reflected off the pages, creating eerie and unsettling images. Suddenly, a powerful gust of wind slammed the windows and doors shut. The whispers grew louder, like screams from the underworld. The thick darkness enveloped them, and in the dim light, ghostly figures appeared, with deformed faces and white eyes full of hatred. The demon would not be banished easily. From the shadows, it emerged in a horrifying form, a dark entity with glowing red eyes, sharp claws, and a hauntingly eerie grin.